Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Onslaught fraught with stress and anxiety as Xabi Alonso speculation grows. Second news is Liverpool sent clear Trent Alexander-Arnold return message after Real Madrid exit claim. Third news is Liverpool complete defender transfer as sporting director delighted at win-win situation. Now details. Onslaught is fraught with stress and anxiety amid his ongoing struggles at Liverpool. That's the view of a body language expert who assessed Slot off the back of the Reds' 3-2 defeat by Bournemouth in the Premier League on Saturday. The result saw Liverpool drop down to 6th in the standings, with Manchester United and Chelsea both moving ahead of Slot's men in the race for Champions League qualification. Onslaught almost looked like he had one foot out of the door after that loss to Bournemouth. Body language expert Darren Stanton told Olb. Slot's demeanour seemed very suppressed. He was taking lots of deep breaths. He spent most of his post-match interview looking down and to the left, as if accessing his internal auditory dialogue. It wasn't so much to check in on himself and where his head is at. He looked like a man whose inner thoughts were screaming back at him. He looks like a person acutely aware that he is now in a very vulnerable position, having suffered that last-minute goal to lose 3-2. I think he's also very aware of the rumours, even before the game, that Liverpool could move for Xabi Alonso. Slot does look like a man fraught with stress or anxiety, but it is clear that he is worried. We saw him make quite a few hand-to-mouth gestures too when being asked questions, and these are self-assurance gestures. At one point he grabs his neck, which is quite an odd gesture. Both physically and psychologically, the throat is a vulnerable area. That's a kind of primeval unconscious gesture of self-protection. Some people will hold their arms when they feel vulnerable, but I think this is a pacifying gesture to self-soothe by Slot, but also an unconscious attempt to shield his throat, as if under threat. I don't think Slot has ever looked more insecure in his job. A report in Spain over the weekend suggested that there has been some contact between Liverpool and Xabi Alonso over the possibility of him becoming the next Reds manager. Spanish outlet AS said that Liverpool had contacted Alonso's representatives to inquire about his availability following his departure from Real Madrid earlier this month, and the response is said to have been positive. Second news is Liverpool sent clear Trent Alexander-Arnold return message after Real Madrid exit claim. Liverpool can't even consider welcoming Trent Alexander-Arnold back to the club after his move to Real Madrid went sour, according to Danny Murphy. Alexander-Arnold has reportedly been told by Real boss Alvaro Arbeloa that he is not in his plans and can leave the club in the summer. The right-back has only been in the Spanish capital for half a season, but things are already not going to plan. Alexander-Arnold controversially decided to leave his boyhood club for a fresh challenge with Real last year. He joined for £10 million for the Club World Cup in the summer, but has been hampered by injuries in the 2025-26 campaign, making just 11 appearances in all competitions. Arbeloa has been fielding Feed Valverde at right-back recently, and also has veteran Dani Carvajal back from injury. According to reports in Spain, Arbeloa has spoken to Alexander-Arnold and explained that he isn't in his long-term plans, although that suggestion has since been pushed back against. That has opened up the possibility of a return to the Premier League, but former Liverpool midfielder Murphy says it can't be at Anfield. I think that would be a difficult one to sell to the fans, Murphy told Best Betting Sites when asked if he'd be welcomed back to Liverpool. Also, not many players go back to a former club and succeed. The succession plan has to be about moving forward and evolving the team. So no, I don't think that would work. The contentious nature of his departure last year, Alexander-Arnold was given a fitting farewell by the Liverpool fans after his 354th appearance in May. He deserved it. I'm very happy for him and everyone in and around the club that things worked out the way they did, Slot said at the time. It went brilliant when our fans are together. How brilliant they were before the Tottenham game, during the Tottenham game and afterwards. I don't think you see as many special celebrations as you saw 4 weeks ago. I don't think you see many celebrations like we had them today. It's no surprise to me that they, the fans, were brilliant again today as they were throughout the whole season, as they were towards Trent. Alexander-Arnold is currently sidelined with a thigh injury which has followed a hamstring problem and throws into doubt not just his status at Real, but also his chances of earning a place in the England squad for the World Cup this summer. He was left out of the squad by Thomas Tuchel in November and faces an uphill battle to make it, even if he is fit. It's my job now to make contact with everyone, players like Trent, Tuchel said at the time after picking Alexander-Arnold's ex-Liverpool teammate Jael Quansah instead. Players that are on our long list, 55-60 players, to reach out to them, be in touch with them, explain to them why they were not here. Explain to them what they have to do, where they can improve. Can they even do something, or is it just a choice? So this is my job in the next weeks and months. Liverpool have completed the signing of talented Austrian centre-back Ifani Ndukwi, who will join the Reds in the summer. Ndukwi, 17, starred at the recent Under-17 World Cup as he helped Austria reach the final, with his club Austria Vienna confirming the structure of the deal for their homegrown talent on Monday evening. The club said in a statement, Liverpool FC has secured the option to sign Austria Vienna's homegrown talent Ifani Ndukwi during the upcoming summer transfer window. This option can be exercised until the end of June 2026. The tall centre-back has been a violet since the age of 7 and has played for all of Austria's youth and academy teams. Club sporting director Michael Wagner said, "It is a great honour that one of the world's best football clubs has shown interest in one of our homegrown players. The agreement with Liverpool FC is structured in such a way that Austria Vienna will come out well in any scenario, regardless of whether the option is exercised or not. This is a clear win-win situation for both clubs. Above all, this story is a great tribute to the excellent work that is done in our academy every day. We have a number of players here with enormous potential, which we want to exploit even more in future, and thus become a springboard for talented players into Europe's top leagues. Austria Vienna is the right club for this. We were aware that there would be a lot of interest in our 3 U17 team players in particular after they reached the World Cup final. Basically, our goal is for our talented players to first establish themselves in the first team and thus recommend themselves for higher tasks. In this case, the overall package, both Liverpool FC's offer to Austria and the prospects for Ifani Ndukwi, was a perfect fit for everyone involved. Liverpool suffer another defensive injury, as 2-month absence leaves options depleted. Liverpool defender Welity Lucky faces being sidelined for at least 2 months with a hamstring injury, in a further blow to the defensive options available to Arne Slot. The Spain-born England youth international, who turned 20 earlier this month, made his senior debut for the Reds in the 3-0 Carabao Cup defeat to Crystal Palace in October, and has been an unused substitute in the Premier League on 5 occasions. Lucky, who has impressed for Liverpool in the UEFA Youth League this season, wouldn't have been likely to start for the Reds in any upcoming matches, but his loss, as first reported by The Athletic, comes at a time when Liverpool are missing 4 senior options in defence. Joe Gomez was forced off in the 3-2 defeat to Bournemouth on Saturday after colliding with goalkeeper Alisson Becker when trying to prevent a goal from Evanilson, while Ibrahima Konate missed the match on the South Coast following the death of his father. After also missing last week's Champions League win over Marseille, it remains to be seen if he will return to the squad to face Qarabag on Wednesday. Giovanni Leoni, the summer signing from Parma, suffered an ACL injury on his Reds debut in September and has been ruled out for the remainder of the season. While right-back Connor Bradley's campaign is also over after the knee injury he picked up in the goalless draw at Arsenal, Wataru Endo replaced Gomez at Bournemouth and could be utilised in a centre-back role if needed, while Ryan Gravenberch has been used there on occasion by Arne Slot. Left-back Andrew Robertson is now not expected to depart for Tottenham Hotspur this month despite initial talks over a move taking place, while Kostas Tsimikas remains on loan at Roma. Mark Guehi, who saw a summer move to the Reds from Crystal Palace collapse at the 11th hour in the summer, has now joined Manchester City, but there are currently no other plans for Liverpool to recruit a defender in the January transfer window.